Obviously, Google doesn't know that. I just want to say right now, when I'm talking around my phone, I'm not saying slots. I'm saying something else. Siri is seriously a I'm not saying slots, but she's not getting it.
If you turn safe search off, you'd get a completely different ad pop up.
Siri is a slot.
Speaking of slots, we talked about manscaping a couple of weeks ago, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did. Now, look, there's a bloke that's taken manscaping to a whole new level. He's basically dropped over $1,000 on having Botox injections into his scrotum.
What the?
Well, now, as you said in the intro, like, it does look like E.T.'s granddad. Like, you're going to tighten that up, get the wrinkles out?
Sure.
But, yeah, I don't know. Would you drop $1,000 for multiple injections of, what did they call it?
Just want to stop you there, it's $1,000 per injection.
Really?
Per injection?
A Scrotox procedure costs approximately $1,000.
What did you say?
What did you say?
A Scrotox procedure. That's what it's been called, I'm pretty sure. A Scrotox procedure is approximately $1,000.
I think the gentleman's way to introduce that is genital embellishment, which is something that most politicians know about.
Testicular enhancement?
So I'm sorry leading into this election, you need to have some genital embellishment.
Just makes their heads look bigger.
So sorry, I need to know. So you've just termed it Scrotox. I need to know exactly what Scrotox is.
Botox in you?
Yeah,
Scrotox.
It is. It's in the name. Scrotox is the use of Botox.
Can you imagine that on TV, or if they do like cinema ads? You've got a date here tonight. However, though, to improve the look, Botox for your Scrotox.
I want to.
Do they need to self-administer Scrotox?
Well, I was going to say, like, it's a brave man that, like, gets down at your ghoulies with a bloody needle, really, isn't it? But... What? Did you see the name of the clinic? I really like that. It's called the Caliber Clinic. Like, you've got to have caliber to cup a man's scrotum in your hand, warm and hairy, then just like...
Could you imagine if you that up, though? Putting a needle into someone other guy's scrotum and you that up, that is not
Do you know what?
sight.
If you shave your balls, apparently, an ingrown hair can take out a testicle.
Yeah, it can. Why did we go quiet then? A newer guy.
It's a collective fear. Like, whenever you, like, lose a testicle, there's just, like, that brief moment of silence when you're sitting there panicking about, I hope that's not me that happens to.
That's just turned me off manscaping forever.
The boys need a home.
This is The Burble with Benny and Az.
The very first mobile phone call, which was made 46 years ago.
That's a long time, isn't it?
It's a long time. It came from an engineer from Motorola. His name is Martin Cooper. And now he had little idea how much he was changing the world when he stood on 6th Avenue almost 5 decades ago in New York City and made the first phone call on a handheld mobile phone. Now, the chunky phone was known as the Brick, obviously for
obvious reasons.
Do you know what he did?
Was it a telemarketer?
No. He rang a rival at a different company, Joel S. Engel from Bell Labs, so he could lightheartedly rub shit in his face.
Oh, that's great. He's redefining the future of humanity and throwing shade at the same time.
This is the very first mobile troll that we know of. Basically, he said, Joel, I'm calling you from a cellular phone, a real cellular phone, a handheld portable real cellular phone. And I beat you to it, so...
Well,
we weren't there. We don't know. Maybe he did say...
Well, fake news, because everything's fake news these days. Now, obviously, that phone's not going to be able to bring up Pornhub.
No.
1973 has already trolled somebody. Boom, done. Now, the internet was already around at that time. But
Yes, it was.
It was only for the army.
It's called the ARPANET.
ARPANET. Describe that.
Well, it was the internet, but it was only for the army.
Thank you, Az, for that well thought out...
I've got something to add about the mobile phones and the internet. You can actually, if you track sizes of mobile phones, you can actually see a quite an interesting trend. The mobile phones were getting smaller and smaller. Obviously, easier to carry in your pocket and all that sort of stuff. Right up until the point that men figured out that they could watch porn on their phone, and then you watch phones get bigger and bigger and bigger.
You know what? Actually,
That's a point.
that's an interesting point because porn, the industry of pornography itself, has really driven along technology over time.
Yeah, it has.
So let's talk about it.
It
So
sunk Betamax.
it did VHS.
It sunk film cameras. It sunk videotape, like as in, Betamax. As
When you
Dexter
say
said.
film cameras, you're saying digital cameras.
Well, no,
So gritty, grainy photos of people enjoying Cortus.
Well, no, porn basically ensured the death of a camera that took film that had to be developed somewhere else.
Yes, it did.
Because people didn't want the creepy dude at the photo shop looking at their junk. And the minute that they could get a device where no one else had to see your junk except for the person that you wanted to see your junk...
I'm sorry, I'm going to leave that in. I have no idea where. Yeah, no idea that rehearsing in the next studio next to us was Kraftwerk. They're making a comeback. Kraftwerk are making a comeback with some metal.
It was perfect timing. It was like I was talking about someone's junk, and then this noise crept in from Kraftwerk. But it was like
They're the operator of their pocket calculator.
it was like one of those carry-on films. Now I'm going way back here, but you know when like the guy gets rebuffed by the chickie with the big boobs, and it's like wah wah, and you have that noise of like the penis deflating. You know that old carry-on.
Loose talk, even looser opinions.
This is the best show on earth.
This is The Burble.
Dexter, have you ever been on a flight by yourself and thought, man, that's a nice air stewardess. Gave me good service. She's given me a pillow, the blanket. It's an overnight trip, all that kind of thing.
Invitation to the bathroom? Yes. Yes, I have.
Invitation to the little apartment that you have on the plane.
It wasn't while I was riding premium economy, but yes, I have.
I'm sorry, we'll drop a note with them when you go back. But air stewardesses are said to be selling their used tights and unwashed uniforms to perverts on eBay to make ends meet because the airlines are not paying enough money for their services. Are they being industrious, or are they being filthy, or are they just trying to make ends meet?
Look, if you're going to get a side hustle, I'm all for it.
The amount of money that you have to pay for a miniaturized beer on a flight is criminal.
Yeah, but the hostesses aren't getting that.
Yeah, they get free flights.
They get free flights. They get to fly to Geneva, bang Boss, or whatever his name is, fly back down through Dubai. You know, they
And be oppressed by the regime.
oppressed.
That's great.
Fly into Perth. Steve gets his end in. Then they go home to Coogee on the red eye.
And they also have a higher...
Without getting the pink eye.
or the one-eyed snake.
The one eye.
But no, they've actually got a higher
But they're
risk.
not making money. Like they got. Now, you just came in on the flight, Dexter. So these.
So what are they going for? Like a stewardess uniform?
They're just. It's like, okay. Have you seen Orange is the New Black? And Piper in that is basically getting chicks to wear women's undies, and then she's selling them off to the internet to pervs who just want to go like that. It happens. I'm sorry. You think I'm being filthy? I am not.
The internet is full of scary people sometimes.
Rule 34.
If it exists, there is porn of it.
He's
Thank
got
you.
it.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Snatch Adams.
Snatch
Which was one of Robin Williams' favourite porn films. Or Shaving Ryan's Privates.
Yeah.
There was that one there. Or Goodwill Humping. Anyway, cabin crew from a range of top airlines have been offered as much as £500. So that's like 910 Australian dollars for a pair of tights that they describe as well worn. They're selling them off. They can't make ends meet, basically. Very worn and fragrant.
Surely for £500 you could pay for an actual woman to come to your house. Like, what?
Industrious or filthy?
I think it's industrious. I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm with Dexter.
I can't imagine there's like a certificate of authenticity. I mean, what's stopping anyone from getting involved in this? I mean, £500, I might go and buy some black tights and maybe
Strut
Start
around
up an eBay
Go to
page.
cricket practice.
Yeah.
Wearing them, yeah.
A man who worked for Norwegian Airlines since 2015 says his colleagues on every flight take part in the antics. They can make £500 per flight. Now, you know how the Norwegians like to get down and swing from someone's genitalia?
I didn't, but I do now. Thank you for that.
500. I'm in the wrong business. I'm sitting in a small room with two other dudes. Like, I make some money on my own in terms of my other job that I do, which is legitimate. Now, listen, I'm frightened for the future because, listen, if I ever have a daughter and she gets online and wants to know what the hell happened in 2019 and to see whether or not the, jobs that they did back then are worth it, I'm going to be frightened of the fact that if she wants to be an air hostess, actually not, because she'll end up with clean sets of underhosiery every time.
And she'll be rich.
No, those nursing homes on A Current Affair are now looking pretty good.
Yeah, she can spring for the premium nursing home with 500 pounds a trip. You're locked and loaded.
I'm loving that.
Sponge baths every day for you, Benny.
Damn.
Doesn't sound too bad. I mean,
Strip them off, sell them. Thanks, Dorts.
society's not going to crumble, and the heavens aren't going to crack, and cats aren't going to lay with dogs. This kind of shit's been going on in Japan.
Do cats lay with dogs?
Well, maybe they need the
That's
money.
why it always says occupied on the airline toilet door.
Right. But look, this has been going on in Japan for years.
don't laugh. Off.
There's vending machines in Japan with damn used panties in it. What's so different about these bloody air hostesses
They're not flying to Japan.
Well, these ones are even more special.
They're flying to regional New South Wales.
This is The Burble with Benny and Az.
Theburble.com.au is our website. Hit it with hate. We'd love you to do that. The Burble AU on Facebook. You can also get us on our Instagram as well, The Burble AU. We're not on Snapchat because we're too old.
We're not influencers, are we?
No. But you can listen to us, though. We are available. You can subscribe, and we would love you to do that on Apple, iTunes. Now, you can also hear us on
iHeartRadio
and Spotify.
Yes.
And we're on YouTube, but they still continue to want to cut us up into 15-minute segments.
That's all right, like every one of them.
Yes, exactly.
Get
like
those sweet, sweet thumbs.
every single one of them. Dexter, thank you very much for coming in. We appreciate it. You've got about a 3-hour flight to go home. We have paid for it. That's fine. We don't have cab charge vouchers here.
Am I in a pet carrier again?
No, you won't be in a pet
No, but
carrier.
what you're going to need to do is put these pantyhose on.
Yeah, you'll need to wear those. We'll sell them on eBay, and you do unfortunately have to sit next to the guy that plays Toadie from Neighbours.
Well, that's all right. It's not a crying baby, so I'll be okay.
But what happens if his hair gets in your mouth? Ew.
Why did you go there?
I don't know. Download every single episode. We would love to see you. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
See you later, guys.
Is it over yet?
The answer is yes.
Oh, thank God for that. Hit us up on the socials and check us out at theburble.com.au. And don't forget to subscribe and share us with all your mates. Thank you for sharing. And here's the good news. They're back next week. Really? That's good news?
It's great news.
Here's the taste.
Why the did we not talk about The Last Jedi more?
Jesus Christ.
That movie was garbage. That's why you got me here. You got me here to talk about how shit it was and how it just shitted on Star Wars
Mate,
movies.
the last time you were here, you were talking about the BBL, for Christ's sake. I didn't know you were going to step up, you child.
Well, you should, just come and talk about it then.
Mate, look, I'll tell you what. We flew you over here.
Flew me over?
Yeah,
I went better catching a bus.
Yeah, no, we flew you over here. We gave you party pies.
I was next to a Chihuahua.
Look, you booked into a 2-star motel, right?
The 2-star motel, it's a car. I'm lying in the back seat of a car.
Hey, excuse me, it's a car without wheels. Now, you be respectful for us about that shit. Hey, chime in, homeboy.
It doesn't even have bricks under the wheels.
I don't give a shit.
It's just sitting on the ground.
I could have put you in Az's place.
The 2 stars are like nipple stars from a stripper that are on the windscreen.
Hey, you don't talk about my mum that way. Az organised you a clothing bin, for sake.
A clothing bin?
Yes.
Too good for a clothing bin?
The clothes are all for dogs.
There's no reason why I should have you back on this shit. Go back to your kennel.
Well, you would have had plenty of time to watch The Force Awakens and bloody The Last Jedi.
And you
I didn't have onboard entertainment in
But
the
you love
undercarriage.
it. You would love it.
I had Chihuahua farts the whole way here for 4 hours.
You're not going to catch a red eye. You. I'm going to put you in the same kennel as Az. this shit, you f***ers.